We are called the Bread&Puppet Theater, and so obviously our main focus is on bread. Mostly bread means you feed those who are hungry, but it can also mean other things. In the case of this bread, you produce bread in a manner which people have forgotten. This is the way people cooked bread maybe 150 years ago. Everybody made their bread like this. And now it's fallen into the hands from culture, of specialists, of bread baking factories and organizers, and it has very little semblance to the real bread that people used to make. And so the bread baking is a first step for us, always.
Grupa The Bread&Puppet Theater to jest bardzo znana grupa amerykańska, która na przełomie lat 70. zaczęła działać pacyfistycznie, antywojennie. Oni zostali zaproszeni przez Teatr Bania Luka w Bielsko-Białej i profesorowie tutaj ze Szkoły Teatralnej, z Wydziału Reżyserii postanowili połączyć tę wizytę z wizytą we Wrocławiu i postanowiono, że spektakl, który będzie pokazany na festiwalu w Bielsku, powstanie tutaj z naszymi studentami.
At home, we call our art, what we do, not fine art, we call it the rough art. So you learn good puppetry and fine puppetry, we are practicing bad. We do a lot of our art outdoors, because an indoor space has confinements that are not healthy for the art. There's too much assumption there. Because you go indoors, there's quality. And on the outdoors, this quality arrangement does not exist. When you're outdoors, there's no quality. You have to create that quality, or you have to persuade people that the junk stuff is worthwhile.
Start like behind the building, okay, like right here, because people will be able to see this, ideally. And we need the Polish, let's see, first we'll have the horn, and then it'll be, okay, so, what's his name? Peter?
Trumpet player.
Nikolai. He'll come out, and he'll do a on his trumpet, okay? And then everyone files in clown fashion,
In a big clump.
in a big clump. And then it's all hands on deck, or is it just right into the thing?
I think right into the thing.
Yeah.
And then all hands on deck lifts the
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm going to mass?
Oh, well that wasn't what I was. Yeah, but that.
What you want him to
We're gonna have him go first.
Let's do it again.
Hey.
Oh, wait, you guys.
Could we get a drum into this? It would be so great. Look for a drum. I think a drum would be very good. Faster! Hey ho! Hey ho! Hey ho! Faster! Hey ho! Hey ho! Faster! Hey ho! Hey ho! Hey ho! Cymbals! 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 Hey ho! Stop!
Zaobserwowałem nową dziedzinę interpretowania sztuki. Coś, czego nie ma w ramach szkolnych, ponieważ wiadomo, w tej szkole, nawet jeżeli jest sztuka, to klasyka jest potrzebna, teoria jest potrzebna. Nagle przyjeżdża siwy pan z brodą, który uczy nas czegoś, czego w szkole praktycznie właściwie się nie praktykuje. Performance, improwizacja.
Granica performance'u tak się poszerza, że jest wręcz traktowane jako zwyczajne działanie, które normalnie przypisane jest normalnemu człowiekowi, który codziennie je bułkę na śniadanie. Przy odpowiedniej intencji, to jest tak naprawdę kwestia intencji, każde działanie artystyczne, ale także przy performance'ie, może się przechodzić w coś innego.
Właśnie performance ma taką siłę, że właściwie nie wiadomo, kiedy się zaczyna i nie wiadomo, kiedy się kończy. To nie jest początek, rozwinięcie, zakończenie, to się zaczyna dziać. To jest jak takie tchnienie.
Nie pytamy po co, jak, dlaczego, tylko po prostu kiedy to robimy, widzimy, że to nabiera sensu i to jest takie wtedy samo nakręcające się koło, które jednak uruchamia on.
Ja akurat jestem przywiązana do idei takiego rozumienia edukacji, które polega przede wszystkim na kontakcie z mistrzem. Samo obserwowanie tego, jak Peter pracuje, jak tworzy, to już jest wielka rzecz i myślę, że to dla każdej z tych osób to jest bardzo mocny punkt w życiorysie artystycznym. A no, trudno powiedzieć, co oni w tej chwili robią tutaj i co powstanie. Wiele osób się dziwi, że można stworzyć spektakl w ciągu 3 dni, ale taki jest trochę teatr Petera Schumana, taki trochę jak Tadeusza Kantora, że to jest teatr, w którym jest wizja twórcy, autora, a ludzie, lalki, przedmioty, formy służą do ekspresji.
This is a workshop in order to prepare for a performance. And the performance is called an insurrection mass with a funeral march for a rotten idea. The center system is the system.
Ten system to jest system,
which manufactures angels and devils,
który produkuje anioły i demony,
which history needs,
które historia potrzebuje,
to make itself palatable to its customers. And that is a play that we have done over many years, different versions in different countries. Every country has different problems and different descriptions of its culture. And so we are bringing the play to Poland in order to give these students at this institution a chance to say something truthful about the country and the culture in which they live. You know what a mass is? Yeah. Unfortunately. But this is not a Catholic mass, it's a decomposed mass with no mass in it. So it's a mass because we like the format of the mass. But the gods are not the big Papa God, but they're tiny little garbage gods that we will decide who they are. This one is too big. It should be.
Just this?
Yeah, just use the little thing.
Naked courage!
Do it again.
Courage to fight!
The biggest event in our Mass is the appearance of hell. Hell has to appear. Hell has to come, and the things that we want to say have to be presented to this hell. And we will now attempt an opening prayer in order to change this situation. So would you please start? Hey! No, it's this side. Let's do it again. Start the insurrection mass.
Bóg sztucznego złota.
Bóg butafory.
Piąte hasło dnia. Jestem za, a nawet przeciw.
Szóste hasło dnia. Zmarła wielka polska poetka Wisłocka.
Siódme, ostatnie hasło dnia. Mięsny jesz. Ty go zjesz.
what my dear truly disappear? Magic. Now this one, my dear, is gone. Will never show its dirty face again. That's the end of the insurrection mass. And now we are listening to be rewarded with bread and aioli.
To jest koniec mszy insurekcyjnej. Wasza uwaga będzie zaszczycona chlebem i aioli.
Dziękujemy za przyjście.
We will be serving bread, as you know.
Będziemy dawać chleb, jak wiecie.
Also, the Bread&Puppet press is open for your perusal in the lobby.
I jest jeszcze wydawnictwo Bread&Puppet otwarte dla was w lobby, czyli foyer.
Thank you. We would really like to thank the Theater Academy.
Dziękujemy bardzo serdecznie Akademii naszej teatralnej.
Especially Dorota and Anya.
Bardzo szczególnie Dorocie i Annie.
As well as the technicians and the janitorial staff.
Bardzo technicznym i panią sprzątającym przede wszystkim.
To jest jeden z najwybitniejszych, absolutnie bez przesady mówiąc, twórców współczesnego teatru, którego należy postawić obok Grotowskiego, Kantora, Living Theatre. On jest człowiekiem wielu profesji, bo jest tancerzem, jest znakomitym skrzypkiem, jest plastykiem, jest przede wszystkim reżyserem i inscenizatorem, jest twórcą wszystkich swoich spektakli, autorem i też aktorem. Pewnie wielu osobom teatr lalek kojarzy się z czymś infantylnym, tak niestety jest. Natomiast formy Petera Schumana to są niezwykle wysmakowane, piękne, przemawiające do wszystkich zmysłów twory, których autorem jest sam Schumann.
How to change the world? Into what change the world?
Well, when you change the world or attempt to change the world, you can't start with a model that you make up in your mind, and then reality becomes the redesigning of the model that you have in your mind. That doesn't work. So the models for these changes simply don't exist. The change has to produce the models in its various stages. Well, we do a lot of different forms of art, actually. We do music, we experiment with music. We do cheap art, which we have practiced for quite a few decades now, which is art that doesn't go into galleries. It goes into the street or into a laundromat or other unbefitting art places. And it's cheap, and it's made of cheapness, of garbage, and it's transformed garbage that is low art and sour art and bitter art and mean art, etc. It's not in the market of art. Shoe. Shoe is what you wear against dirt and ice. Shoeless is reasonable.
relationship with the everything.
The political momentum isn't here. People don't realize that in the capitalist system they are as oppressed as they were in the communist system. The economical oppression that the occupiers have put on their front banner is so severe. Just consider, but I mean, it's a little different here where the students can go to school and not pay for it. But in America, the people who work with us, it's all usually people who are not coming from professional theater, but they're coming from, let's say, organizing, or what shall we call it, engagement, other engagements in societal jobs. They suffer from this incredible burden of having gone to school. They enslave themselves to the banking system for decades and decades of their life. Often they become grandparents by the time they pay off their loans. They live their whole life with the need for paying those banks. Can you imagine it? If this is not oppression, I don't know what oppression is.